Hello and good afternoon. My name is Courtney Smith. I'm here to talk to you about learning how to use the parts of speech and using them properly. Now, a lot of people don't think there's a lot of emphasis on important that goes with using the parts of speech, but I don't know how many times I would pick up a newspaper and see one or two or three catecheses in several different orders. So let's just talk about this for a quick second. Using the parts of speech, especially if you're a writer, can be the difference between having one of the best forms of copy that you can submit to any type of publisher or editor, or putting your work inside of a casket nailed shut. So let's just talk about it. It is extremely important to learn how to use the parts of speech and use them properly, because if you don't, it can completely kill and destroy your credibility as a writer. So for those of you who need a quick refresher, let's just go through something really quickly. There are at least 8 parts of speech. There's adjectives, adverbs, conjunctions, interjections, nouns, prepositions, pronouns, and verbs. Now, I don't necessarily expect you to remember all of those things if you don't know them already in one sitting, but it will be a good idea for you to familiarize yourself with them. Now, one of the very first things that you will want to do in regards to learning the parts of speech, get yourself a good dictionary, because it has a wealth of information that will tell you about what each word means, how to look them up, and of course, there's not a single dictionary that's going to have every single word in the English language, but there are some. Like the one I recommend is the Oxford Merriam-Webster Dictionary. You can also get yourself a Webster's New World Collegiate Dictionary. Those are 2 that I recommend. Nevertheless, though, get yourself some type of dictionary that has a thorough plethora of definitions that you can actually rely on. Okay, so let's just go through it. That's the first thing. The second thing that you would need to do in regards to increasing your parts of speech, try to use different words in different sentences on a daily basis. Because the more that you use them, the more familiar you become with them. And it makes a difference. So just know that when you do this, you can also not only become more familiar with them, you could also look at things that most other people won't consider. For instance, a single word can actually belong to more than one part of speech. For instance, a term that can actually belong to 4 parts of speech. It can be used as an adjective, an adverb, a noun, and a conjunction. So always bear in mind that if you see a familiar word but it's being used in an unfamiliar way, it may be used in a part of speech that you're not familiar with. So bear that in mind. So just let's recapitulate everything that we've discussed. The very first thing that you want to do, get yourself a really good dictionary. Get yourself a good dictionary, and as I stated earlier, I recommend Oxford, Merriam-Webster, or the Webster's New World Collegiate Dictionary. Those are 2 of my personal favorites. The next thing that you will need to do, use different words on a regular basis in order to be able to familiarize yourself with them and increase your vocabulary, because the more familiar you are with different words and their forms, the less likely you are to make errors in them when you actually include them in your writing. And finally, as you do this, always develop a sensitivity to different words and try to learn as many definitions and as many meanings with any particular word as possible, because a single word can belong to several parts of speech. You want to see a word that actually has over 20 definitions? Just look up the first letter of the alphabet, because the term a could be used as a noun, it could be used as a preposition, it could be used as an adjective, and a couple of other parts of speech. So just know that a single word can actually cause a great deal of versatility, because it can be used in a variety of different ways. So for this and other forms of information that you can reach in regards to developing entrepreneurial skills or even increasing your writing for the better, you can go to www.spiritscribepublishing.com. That's www.spiritscribepublishing.com. And you will find a plethora of information in regards to improving your writing, as well as looking up different forms of entrepreneurship to help you with your business. All right, this has been Courtney Smith. Thank you very much for your time, and you may resume your life as you previously knew it. Have a good Friday afternoon.